All right, well, let's get started. And I just want to show you some anatomy first, since today's class is based on releasing and relaxing the pelvic floor and the low back. So I thought I'd show you my pelvic model so you can get a visual of the muscles. So as you can see, the pelvic floor is this bowl at the bottom of the spine, and it holds your pelvic organ. So this is the female pelvis. So you have the bladder in the front, the uterus and the ovaries in the middle, and then the rectum in the back. So I'll take these organs out and show you the muscles that support all those organs. And they help support the functioning of the organs. So it's like this bowl, and there's a couple layers. So this is the superficial layer on the bottom, surrounding the urethra, vagina, and anus. Pretty cool, right? So just to give you a visual too, when you contract, this bowl squeezes and lifts up. So it squeezes and lifts up. All right. So let's find our way to our mat. So again, grab a bunch of props if you have them. I'll try to give modifications if you don't. And we're going to start laying on our backs. Chest. So find your way to the floor. Open up your shoulders. And we'll just start by bringing your knees into your chest. And you can keep your knees a little bit further apart. Sometimes we keep them together, but we're going to bring them apart, and it's like you're trying to pull your knees to your shoulders. And if you've got some extra tightness, you can always hold underneath your knees. Find a comfortable position that you can relax and breathe. The wide knees here, you can feel how this allows a little bit more opening in the pelvic floor. Now I want you to start to visualize energy moving from your pelvic floor away from your head. It's very subtle. But see if you can find that downward energetic movement. You can maybe wiggle your head a little bit further away from your pelvic floor. So you feel that nice long stretch as your pelvic floor moves towards your feet and your head moves away from your pelvis. Especially on each exhale, visualize that expansion through the spine. One more breath. And then drop your left leg out straight, keeping your right knee in towards your shoulder, and flex both of your feet. So just gently give that right knee a little extra squeeze. And then we're going to move that right knee back and forth towards your shoulder and away from your shoulder. Again, just keeping your pelvic floor nice and relaxed as we work out this right hip a little bit. Good, and then bring that knee to 90-90. And we're going to do little circles. One direction Feel how that kind of massages out your SI joint on the right, and then go the other direction. Keeping those toes flexed back. Then hug that knee into your chest one more time. Place your left hand on your left thigh. We're trying to get that openness across the left side as well. Left front hip flexor. Good, and then let's switch. Reach your right leg out, left leg in, toes up. Give a little squeeze of the left knee in, and then we're gonna just go back and forth. Nice deep breaths. And then grab that knee and we'll do little circles one direction. Just enjoying a gentle massage of your sacrum and SI joint on the floor. Good, and then the other direction. And then hug it in one more time. Place your right hand on your right thigh. We're encouraging that oppositional movement of the left knee in and the right leg reaching out. And then stretch that left leg out. Let's do a nice long stretch on the floor, arms overhead. Reach your heels away from your fingers. Big exhale. Okay, and while we're here, let's do a nice happy baby pose. So bring both your knees in and grab the pinky toe side of your feet and gently draw those knees down towards the floor. This is a really great stretch for the pelvic floor. Feel those sit bones spreading. Good, and then release that. Let's see, okay. Just going to do some deep breathing here to start in hook lying. So have your feet placed on the floor and begin to inhale into your lower ribs and exhale, let it all go. Inhale, the belly expands naturally. And exhale, let it go. So see if you can feel what's happening on your pelvic floor with this breathing. So as you inhale, the belly expands and there's a slight pressure down on the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, those organs come off the pelvic floor. So you're not really doing anything with your pelvic floor, you're just noticing what's happening there as you breathe. And you might not feel anything, and that's okay too. It's a very subtle and takes a lot of awareness, but it's good practice to just bring your awareness there. Okay, and then we're going to start into some pelvic rocking. So inhale, arch your low back, your tailbone drops down to the floor. Exhale, tuck your tail and press your low back into the floor. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Good, and let's bring your hands to your knees, and we're going to start some rock and roll on the spine. See if you can feel every vertebrae on the floor as you roll. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll all the way up to all fours. And once you're here, we're going to start into some cat-cow. And for this cat-cow, you can have your knees a little wider apart, again, to create space for the pelvic floor. And you're going to start leading the movement with your tailbone. So lift your tailbone up, and then the rest of the spine follows. And then as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under, and then round. There are many ways to do cat-cow, and this is just one way of directing your attention more towards starting the movement with your pelvis. Good, and we'll do some moving cat-cow. So we're going to, on your next exhale, round and bring your hips down to your heels, and then inhale, arch your back as you pull forward. We're undulating the spine. Getting the whole body involved, really round and reach your fingertips forward to get that stretch under the armpits and pull forward with your palms. Good. And then next time you come back, you widen your knees, big toes together, going into a wide knee to child's pose. Bring those sit bones down to the heels and reach your hands out forward to get that sensation of lengthening through your whole spine. And reach your chest down towards the floor, and we'll be here for a moment, breathing. Excellent, and we'll come back to all fours. And let's bring your right foot in between your hands. And we'll do that little moving lunge warm-up. So lift your left knee up and just rock forward and back. Make sure your feet are hip-width apart, like on 2 railway tracks. Really open up that left hip flexor. And then bring your left knee down, and we're going to bring both hands to the left. And you can either stay here, or you can come down, maybe let that right knee out to the side a little bit. Come down a little further, maybe onto your elbows. Feel that nice stretch through your hips. I'm letting my right foot out, 45-degree angle as well. Just find what feels comfortable, not pinchy or painful. One more breath. Let it go, and we'll switch sides. Bring your left foot forward. And we'll start rocking back and forth. Good, and then drop your right knee down. open up your left hip a bit and drop down to wherever feels comfortable. So you get that stretch through your groin, your hip flexor. One more breath. Release it all in the pelvis, and then we're going to come back to all fours. Let's move into our Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips high. Let's keep those knees bent and really raise onto the balls of your feet, lifting your heels. Draw your chest towards your thighs. And really lift your sit bones up, up, up. Lengthen your spine. And then maintaining those sit bones up high, bring your heels down towards the floor. And say hello to your hamstrings. Let's do 3 more breaths here. Good, and then bring those knees down. We're going to go into puppy pose, knees wide as the mat. And keep those hips over your knees as you bring the chest down, reach your arms forward. And if you have any pain in your shoulders here, you can always bend your elbows and rest your forehead on your forearms. Reach the chest down. It's a nice chest opener. And then visualize that space between your 2 sit bones and between your pubic bone and tailbone. And with each breath, feel that area releasing gently and opening. This is a nice position for your pelvic organs because gravity is allowing those organs to lift off of the pelvic floor. Hey, Pago, you want to lay down? Good boy. Again, just letting that belly relax. Everything relax here. Okay, and let's come back out of that. And we'll move our way into our Adho Mukha Svanasana for 1 breath. And then let's move forward into our standing forward fold. I'm going to do a few Ardha Uttanasanas. So if you've got some blocks, you can grab those, or you can just use your shins. We're going to lift the chest up. Neutral spine here. And exhale, round. We're going to do 2 more of those. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the chest. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, round. Grab the backs of your calves. Hold this for a moment. Good. On your next inhale, let's roll all the way up. Exhale, release. Okay, let's do a few shoulder rolls. Now that we're up into standing, like wake up our upper body. Okay. I thought we'd do a little flow here, maybe a modified moon salutation, which is really nice to get those hips open. So step to one side of your mat and inhale your arms up overhead and exhale, bend to the right. Little crescent moon. And back through center and exhale to the left. And back through center. And let's open our stance to star pose, feet wide. Lift the chest. And then exhale into our goddess pose. So you can have your hands wherever you want here, maybe on the hips. You know, feel it out, feel what feels good. This feels good for me right now to get a little stretch through the groin. Okay, and then back to standing, and we'll move into our triangle pose. So inhale the arms out and exhale to the right. Breathe. Good, and we'll move into our pyramid pose. I know we're going a little faster than normal, but I'd like to get a little flow in. So rotate your body to the right into your pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, round. One more breath here. Good. Next, we're moving into our low lunge. Drop the left knee down. We lift the chest, lift the arms. And we'll move into our side lunge. So bring those hands down in front of the right foot. Rotate that left leg out. And we're into our nice deep side lunge. Good, and we're going to switch it all the way to the other side, to the left. Make any modifications you need. You can come up a little higher. We're just exploring here, kind of opening up the pelvis. Reach those right toes back. Good. Okay, and so we're going to move into that forward lunge on the left side, dropping the knee. Maybe lifting the chest. Good, and then drop the hands into our pyramid pose. Let's see how we're going backwards order on this side. And we'll sweep into our triangle pose, so bring those right toes towards me. Ground your foot down and into triangle on the left. Open through the chest. Lengthen both side bodies. And we'll inhale all the way up to stand. Bring those feet out, star pose. Exhale, goddess pose. Feel strong in your goddess pose, and then we'll inhale to the left side of your mat. Exhale, crescent moon to the right, and up and over to the left. Good, and back to center. Bring their palms into namaste. Take a breath here. Excellent. Let's do one more round to finish up on the other side. So bring your arms up and overhead. Exhale, crescent moon to the left. We'll go a little faster this time. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Open up your feet to star pose. Lift your chest as you inhale. And exhale into goddess pose. It's a nice moon salutation. Different than sun salutations. And then release that. We'll move into triangle pose to the left. Exhale into your triangle. Take a breath here. And we'll move into our pyramid pose on the left. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, round. Good. And then we'll move into our low lunge. Drop your right knee down. Lift your arms up. Exhale, release into your side lunge. Flip those right toes up. I feel that nice release through the groin. Maybe lift the chest. If you'd like extra, bring your palms together. And we'll crawl that over to the right side. Excellent. And turn to the right for your right low lunge. Lift your chest on the inhale. And exhale, press up into pyramid pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, round. Inhaling into your triangle on the right. Turn those left toes towards me. And lengthen through the side body. Good. And inhale all the way up. Lift your chest in star pose. And exhale down into your goddess pose. Feeling that release, downward energy through the pelvic floor. Dropping your tailbone. Inhale up. Step to the right side of your mat. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, crescent moon to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. And exhale, palms together in the center of your chest. Take a moment here. And Tadasana. Drop those hands down, roll the shoulders back. Gently drop the tailbone down towards the floor. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that moon salutation. We're going to move into Malasana. So feet can be hip width apart or more or less. This is our yogi squat, so do what feels good for you. We're going to just gently drop down into our yogi squat. Now there are many modifications for this if you need. Do this with your back against the wall, put a towel roll under your heels, or put a block under your pelvis. So feel that tailbone dropping down to the floor, lengthen through your spine. Now place your right hand down on the floor, lift your left arm. Do a little nice twist here. And switch. Okay, and release. You can just roll back onto your bum. Pago. Shh. Okay, grab your strap if you have one. And we're going to lay on your back. Reach your left leg out straight, and we're going to stretch the right hamstrings. So place that strap around the bottom of your foot, or you can just hold the back of your leg if you don't have a strap. Feel that nice release in the back side of your leg, all the way from your Achilles to your pelvis. Reach your right toes back towards your nose. And then grab both sides of your strap with your right hand and bring that right leg out to the side. You can have your knee straight or bent for this. So you can always drop your right leg down onto some support like a chair or a bolster. Feel that inner line of your right leg opening up from your inner ankle to your inner knee to your inner groin to your pubic bone. Good, and bring that leg back up. And let's switch sides. So bring your left foot into the strap and open up the back side of your left leg. Both feet are active, both legs are active, toes flexed. And we're going to bring that left leg out to the side now. Open up through the inner line of your left leg. Again, visualize from your left inner ankle to your left inner knee to your left inner groin and your left pubic bone. Feel that line opening, expanding. Good, and we'll bring that up. Now, if you've got a block or a pillow or a bolster, we're going to go into a supported bridge pose. So take that support that you've got, lift your hips up, and place it underneath your sacrum. Good. Palms up on the floor. And we're just going to be here for a moment. This is a nice resting position for your pelvis and low back. You can visualize how, again, gravity in this position, just like puppy pose, is allowing those organs to naturally float up and off the pelvic floor. Great one for prolapse, bladder issues. And while we're here, we can do a little fascial release. So it's best if you get on your skin. My shirt won't allow it, but get on your skin or a tight garment. You don't want any garment bunching up under your hands. And grab a roll of your stomach, your abdomen. Preferably, you can try low down between your belly button and your pubic bone. Grab that roll and gently pull up towards your head without sliding on your skin. So the fascia right underneath your skin, it's connective tissue. So that connects down to the connective tissue around your organs, which connect into your pelvic floor and your low back. So just by grabbing this part of your abdomen and pulling up, it's like you have a handle on all those structures. So you might start to feel, as you hold this pull, like maybe a little lift of your bladder, or like I feel it down into the muscles of my pelvic floor. And especially great if you have any abdominal scar tissue. You can try different areas like higher, lower, side to side, until you feel like a nice taut pull, and just hold that. Try to keep your shoulders and neck relaxed as much as you can. You can even widen your feet to allow your legs to relax as much as they can. And just release your belly. Let those hands relax. Notice, do you feel anything? I felt a little blood flow increase in my pelvic floor. Some people might feel some burning, some stretching sensation, especially with scar tissue. But let's go ahead and lift up off of your support. Gently lift that pelvis and remove the block. And we're going to come to sitting. So let's gently roll to your side and come up to sit. 38. Okay. So let's do a little some seated positions. Come into your Baddha Konasana or butterfly position. And if you tend to round your back here because you lack the flexibility, that's totally fine. Put some height under your pelvis. Press back behind you and just roll the pelvis forward so you're right on top of your sit bones. Feel those sit bones grounding into the floor as you imagine a string coming out of the top of your head, lifting your spine up high. Roll your shoulders back. Okay. And let's bring your left leg out to the side and your right leg out to the side. Let's do a little hip warm up here. So grab under your knees, bring your right knee in, right foot in, I should say, and then back out. So you're really using your arm strength to help lift your left foot in to Ardha Baddha Konasana and back out. So in and really lengthen that inner thigh away from you. And one more time on the left. Lengthen that inner thigh away. And just reach it back out. Reach through your toes. Lengthen through your legs. Reach back behind you. Lift your pelvis up and scooch forward. So do that a few times so you feel in a nice, comfortable, wide-legged position. When you're ready, let's go ahead and do a few stretches to the sides. So let's go to the right first. So we're just going to go up and over to the side. So bring your left arm up and over. Let's do a flow here. So we're going to do the other side. Inhale up, exhale over. Move with your breath. And inhale back to center. Let's twist your upper body towards the right foot, like you're trying to get your chest in line with your right foot, and then walk forward and hold. One more breath. And gently walk back up to center. And we'll go to the other side. Twist to the left. Chest in line with your left foot. And then exhale, walk your hands forward. Maybe they come to the foot. Strength through both legs. Don't forget about your right leg. Squeeze your kneecaps, toes point up to the ceiling. Good. And walk your way back to center. And we'll go forward. So, if you're rounding, make sure you have some height underneath your pelvis. And you can just practice sitting up nice and tall. But if you've got the flexibility, you can go ahead and walk forward and enjoy this nice stretch in the groin. Make sure your legs are active, reaching out through your heels. Lengthening through the backs of your knees. One more breath, deep breath, but releasing it all. Okay, and then gently walk yourself back up. And being mindful here of bringing your legs back in, hook underneath your inner knees. Bring one leg in and the other leg. Good. Okay, let's reach, clasp on the backs of the outer knees, lift them up, and we're going to reach both legs out forward. And we're going to do our Paschimottanasana, so lift up tall, arms overhead, and exhale, reach towards your feet. If you don't quite reach your feet, you can use a strap. Inhale, lengthen your spine, exhale, come around. You can do that a few times. Just moving with your breath, lengthening through each vertebrae on the inhale. It's like you're trying to reach your chest closer to your feet. That's more important than getting your head to your legs. And draw your shoulders away from your ears. I'll rest here for 5 breaths. Good. On your next inhale, we'll walk back up. Okay. Let's do a nice restorative pose next. We're gonna jump into a couple restorative poses. So if you have a bolster, grab that. Or you can fold a blanket. Come lay down. You can fold a blanket lengthwise so it fits alongside your spine. Go ahead, lay down. Lay down. Good job. Okay. So we're going into Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle. I like to just grab a whole bunch of pillows just in case you need the support of your knees, or blocks work too. So we're going to keep this simple. Sometimes I like doing it with a strap, but let's just go ahead and place your sacrum up against the bolster. And it can be like an inch or two away as well. You can kind of find what your comfort is. And if you need a pillow for your head and neck, please do that. I'm going to place some blocks under my knees just because that feels more restorative to me. And when you're ready, just lay back. You can also do this without a bolster as well, just straight up on the floor. I'm going to do reclined butterfly. Make sure your shoulders are nice and open. And palms up. You can tuck your tailbone slightly. Just relax and release into this pose. We'll hold it for a couple minutes. Bring your awareness to your breath. And make each breath slow, long, and deep. And bring your awareness to your diaphragm and your abdomen. Just feel what's happening there. Let go. Relax your belly, relax your back, relax your pelvic floor. If any of those feel tense, maybe put more support under your knees. Maybe tuck your tailbone under a little bit more. Find that position where you can completely relax. Relax your jaw. I have noticed a correlation between pelvic floor tightness and jaw tightness. Notice, is that true for you? And we'll gently move out of this pose. So bring your hands to the outside of your thighs. Gently support your knees back together. And to come out, roll to the side. And press up. And we're going to go into another restorative position. 51. Let's do what I call lumbosacral release. So again, if you've got your bolster, take your bolster or a blanket or two. So another way to do this is take a blanket and have it folded like this and place it on the floor where my bolster is. And then it'd be great if everyone could take another blanket and make a roll. So this one is going to go the tops of your ankles right here. Okay, so you're going to move in here and place your pelvis on the bolster or blanket or pillow. Anything to sort of lift your hips up high, and make sure your belly is off the front of the blanket or bolster so that you can breathe. And then your tops of your ankles should fall onto this blanket roll, so you can adjust that as needed. Here we go. So find this position, and when you get here, lift your right leg up, straighten it, reach through your right leg, and turn your toes inward from the hip and release it back down, internal rotation. And then lift your left leg, reach it out long, roll your leg inward, and release down. So your toes should be together and your heels apart. And make sure you make that rotation from the hip joint. You could do it a couple times. That helps this internal rotation bring space into your SI, sacrum, and low back. And we'll just hold this pose for a few minutes. When do you ever give yourself the chance to just lay on the floor? I invite you to bring your attention again to your pelvis and low back. And with each exhale breath, visualize that area releasing and relaxing. Imagine a flow of energy in your pelvis just running down through your legs and out through your feet. Good. Okay, it's about time we move into our Shavasana. If you're comfortable here, please stay. I think we'll move into a prone Shavasana if you'd like. So I'm going to gently push up and remove the props. You can just lay straight down on the floor on your belly, or you can take your blanket or bolster like I'm going to do and lay your body down onto the bolster, knees wide, feet wide. The middle of my chest is at the edge of the bolster or blanket or pillow. And just rest your forehead down onto the backs of your hands. Okay, we've got a couple minutes to rest here. And if you'd like to do normal Shavasana on your back, please go ahead and do that. But if you're on your belly, notice your breath and notice the expansion into the back side of your body. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. If you'd like to stay here, I invite you to do so. Or you can come up and end the class with me. So we'll gently make our way out of Shavasana. Just trying to keep everything as relaxed as possible. We've done a lot of relaxing. And let's try to keep it that way. Come to your comfortable seated position. And lay down. End the class with us, Vago. Good boy. I hope you guys enjoyed today's class on relaxing and releasing the pelvic floor, low back, and hips. Let's bring your palms together at the center of your chest. Let's end with an Om together. So inhale. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste.